Welcome to Rocky Broad Solar, where we encourage you to make the current flow. Today's episode is part 3 of our solar pergola installation series, where we're installing 40 all-black bifacial solar panels, some nice black SnapNrack Ultra Rail racking that's installed on a custom-built pergola here in the great state of North Carolina. It's tied into the EG4 GridBoss microgrid interconnect device, the FlexBoss21 inverter, and 2 Indoor WallMount batteries to provide whole home backup, as well as 4 smart circuits for this homeowner. So this project had some challenges along the way, but it was ultimately a really fun project and one that's for the records. One thing about those bifacial solar panels is when installing on a ground mount or a pergola, you get that additional bifacial gain from any sunshine hitting the back of the panels. So if you like this episode, make sure and stay tuned for part 4, where we're going to go through step by step, explaining all the different parts of this system. And if you haven't quite yet watched parts 1 and 2, make sure to go back and check out our playlist on the channel. Let's get into it.
You already videoing? Yeah, so that was just the rail being messed up. Okay, so we are installing the LCD screen for the client inside of the FlexBoss21. There's a ribbon cable installed at the very top of this circuit board. It does have a little label that says CN21. You're going to remove the ribbon from it. The LCD screen kit comes with an adapter cable. It'll only go in one way. You're going to connect that. You'll run it through cover here, into the LCD screen. If we had this energized, this would turn on. It's really that easy. It comes with some adhesive pads. You can mount it here or to the door. That's how easy it is. All right, so we went ahead and pre-cut our number 4 that's going to be running from the FlexBoss to the GridBoss. We did line 1, line 2 neutral. Our number 8 ground that we're running, we already have labeled on its own spool. This just came in one 500-foot spool. The neutral we did run about 5 feet longer. That is not going to be cut at the disconnect. That's going to be a continuous run to the GridBoss. But we went ahead and pre-cut everything. We ran our fish tape out that we pulled through and then marked. So this is we're ready to pull.
Now, I know a lot of my viewers out there are really big into do it yourself, and hey, more power to you. You know, it's a great way to save a buck. I highly encourage it if you're competent and or have the ability to do so. In my case, I'm running a business and we have to do everything by the book. So we're pulling permits, calling inspections on all of our projects, which means we have to use a UL listed racking system that's been engineered and tested to withstand wind storms and snow loads. My favorite racking system these days is SnapNrack Ultra Rail racking system. You know, it's readily available by the solar distributors in my area. It has nice all black components, which goes well because I'm always installing all black panels unless we're doing ground mounts. It just has a better, cleaner, sleeker look. And hey, aesthetics are important. It has all integrated grounding and bonding, all the mid clamps, end clamps, splice kits. It grounds everything together. And so, hey, when you need a structural engineer to sign off on your install, which most AHJs in the country are going to require that, there's going to be no issues here. They're going to stamp that plan set with confidence. Again, I know a lot of DIYers out there might not want to invest the extra couple $1,000s in racking, but hey, it goes a long way, and it simplifies the install and just makes sure everything is safe and code compliant.
So we got the second half of the panels installed. We still have to wire manage and deal with connecting all the leads. We're going to do that from underneath. However, the rest of the panels are up. You can see what we installed 2 weeks ago. It's covered in pollen. We've been dealing with a pretty significant drought here in North Carolina, and no rain to wash that off. Okay, now that we have all the panels installed, we are going to start our wire management and tying all the leads together underneath the array. Can't do this on most systems, but this is a benefit of the Pergola or a ground mount. What we're planning on using is some of these SnapNrack rail mounts to kind of secure wires inside of the rail. I think the majority of what we're going to use are going to be these panel frame wire mounts. With these being bifacials, we are going to try and just keep the wires managed as neatly as possible inside the frame and leave as much of the underside exposed. We'll report back on how this goes, but I think this will go pretty smoothly. So the client had this 12-foot pallet, which we've put to use. It's going to help us do a little wire management off the ladder. Yeehaw. All right, so we got all the end caps in. We have got all the wire management done and all the leads plugged in. Alright, so we are having some fitment issues with the Eaton CSR breaker. It does not fit down in these little tabs. We are going to try and rotate these tabs around and make this work. This is what the information we got from EG4. and then we'll torque all these down. Good. All right, so we can see it in the installation video there. These tabs that connect the fuses, when we were installing this 200 amp CSR breaker, were in the way and not letting us do the installation. EG4 said that the later part of 2025, they had a couple that GridBosses that were sold and created that had these tabs in the wrong location. So their solution was to just rotate these pieces, which we've got a little video of, and then you can properly install the CSR breaker where it's supposed to be. Hopefully this won't be an issue for a lot of the newer models, but there may be a few of us that run into these problems. Just wanted to let you know. So I cannot find the ground rods for this residence, so I am having to drive 2 new ground rods. I at least want to get one in the ground with contact to the GridBoss before we turn power on, and then I'm just going to leave one long and then drive the second. I wish I did it before while we had electricity so I could use my hammer drill, but you know, you're always learning. So here we are, hand driving a 8-foot ground rod.
As a business owner, you should always calculate a few extra hours into the job, because you never know what you're going to quite run into. Nothing ever goes 100% perfectly. In this case, hey, if you're going to do wrong right. Drive that ground rod straight through the homeowner's water line. So one good thing about the GridBoss is it has a lot of different aspects integrated all into one unit, including up to 4 smart circuits, the PV backfed breaker connection, your grid input. It has the ability to add that Eaton CSR breaker to make it service entrance rated. You can install this bonding jumper here to bond your grounds and neutrals in the event that it is a service entrance equipment. You've also got the ability to add a generator integration if you have the need to use a generator as a secondary source of backup power. And it does provide that full integration where the generator will then charge your battery bank and shut down so that you save your precious fuel for an extended outage. In this case, the homeowner also added an EV charger. I have heard through the grapevine EG4 might have some interesting stuff on the horizon in terms of EV chargers, so we went ahead and threw that in the smart ports just in preparation for any things that may come in the future. We removed all the loads out of their previous panel there because the HVAC tech mounted their equipment right in front of the meter and main service panel, which is a code violation, and we didn't want to run into any issues during inspection. The homeowner was nice enough here to not only remove the walkway before we trenched, but to replace it after we were done, which definitely saved the guys a lot of time and effort. I really love the way this job turned out. It's definitely one for the record books. I'm really proud of it. I'm really glad that we got the chance to work on this project and with this homeowner. Hey, it's just a unique project and it's fun to do, fun projects. So, hey, if you're out there looking for someone to install your solar and battery system, go ahead and reach out to us. Just fill out that Rocky Broad solar intake form. It's linked at the bottom of the video description. Take a few minutes to fill out some details about your specific scenario. We'll get back to you within a few days with a zero-cost, pressure-free quote. If you're out there trying to DIY your system, go ahead and check out our affiliate links down in the description with some coupon codes where you can save even more money on top of any other deals going on at this time. We also have our Rocky Broad Solar Ultimate DIY Guide linked down in that description. where it's going to give you coupon codes and links for a wide variety of solar and battery products. And it's going to give you some really helpful tips and tricks on how to do it yourself in a safe, code compliant manner, how to get past that final inspection, and just how to make it successful overall. As always, thanks so much to each and every one of you for watching. I really appreciate you all. Till next time, take care.